Well, good morning. And I'm glad to see the Power Rankings videos performing well. I didn't expect there to be any kind of agreement on where teams were ranked. That's just how that whole thing works. It's a fun debate, though, isn't it? All right, today's roster news, and you get the feeling that, wait, there's more to come, right? Because it's Tuesday when the rosters are final. And so we're starting to see some names on the list that are better known NHLers. Charles Hudon, for instance, on waivers. And number 3 goaltender, Lindgren. Lindgren's on waivers as well. So I don't think Hudon gets taken by anybody, but this does mean that Hudon's earmarked for the minors. That appears to be the case anyways, which means Nick Suzuki makes the team. It's just how that works, because they could have sent Suzuki down and not had to waive anybody. So we'll see. He's going to clear, right? He's going to clear. Zach Ronaldo has been signed and placed on waivers. So Ronaldo signed by Calgary. So that's weird, you know. If you had sat me down and said, all right, Ronaldo, Reeder, and Smith Pelly are going to be on tryouts for Calgary. 2 of the 3 are going to make it. 2 of the 3 are going to earn a contract. 1 of them will not. Who are you going to put in those 2 out of 3? I can't think of a scenario where I would have said, well, Smith Pelly's the one they're not going to give a contract to. So that's unusual to me. But I get it. Ronaldo provides that sandpaper and grit and a little bit of toughness. And I say a little bit, which is actually a lot of toughness. But, yeah, so this is a strange world we live in, but Reeder scored 2 goals against the Oilers last night. So it is bizarro land already, and we haven't even started playing regular season games yet. Kevin Connaughton on waivers. That name is, of course, a blast from the past for any Canuck fan. And that's a defenseman that somebody could look at and say he's a better number 7 option than what we have sitting here. And AJ Greer on waivers. I don't see him getting taken, but, you know, relatively decent-sized name for the guys who are on the waivers. LA, Paul LeDoux's on waivers, which means their defense might be a little bit deeper than people give him credit for, because I've seen a lot of people throwing shade at the Kings' defense, and LeDoux's a name that gets mentioned. Like, well, Paul LeDoux's in their top 6. No, he's not. He's not there. And Mario Kempe on waivers. So they brought him in as a UFA this year, and I guess he's headed to the minors. And Perkorkin has been sent down to the American League, and one of the 3 annuals that I have here for this year had him making the team and scoring about 40 points, and I thought, And this is why when players come over from Europe, or over from Asia, right? KHL, technically, Russia's Asia and Europe, and all right. Either way, a guy like, Perkorkin comes over, and sometimes it takes him a while to pick up the game. Just the way that works. Crosby is day-to-day after blocking that shot last night, and I don't have a whole lot else to tell you because there's not a whole lot else they're telling us. By us, I mean the fans. Crosby is obviously a huge part of any hope that Pittsburgh has of maintaining their spot in that division and in the East. And if he's injured for any period of time and with an ankle, you just never know, right? So we'll see if this is just one of those day-to-day and then he's fine things or not. Because right now, according to injury lists, everybody's day-to-day, minus the ones we know aren't starting the season with their team. Ottawa, kind of some surprises here. Logan Brown's among the ones getting sent down. Christian Jaros getting sent down. I'm surprised by Jaros as well. And Abramov's getting sent to the American League. But again, if you don't have to waive somebody, then you're better off, right? And these guys don't need waivers. It looks like Brandstrom has made it. So we will see the Brandstrom-Stone trade in real time now and start to see whether Eric Brandstrom was worth giving up Stone for and what Vegas gave up in Brandstrom. So that's going to be an interesting storyline this year, is Brandstrom's rookie year and how things go for him. Detroit, Veleno, demoted. Zadina, demoted. And surprisingly, Evgeny Svechnikov also gets demoted. I say surprisingly because I thought he played pretty well in the games I saw him play. Zadina had a quiet training camp and a quiet preseason, and you can't do that. you have to have an amazing training camp and preseason in order to force them to move out a veteran to keep you in there. So this is year 2 now with Zadina trying to make Detroit. And so, again, and this is a question I've been asking, and Eli Tolvanen got sent down by Nashville as well, and he's kind of being expected to play better this year and play more at the NHL level. At what point does a player go from top-notch prospect to project? Because there doesn't seem to be a dividing line, and you'd think that with the way that I go with this channel that we could go, aha, this player's officially become a project. I don't know that that's the thing. In Vancouver, I could say that with Hugh Levy, but it's a project because he's been hurt, and they're not talking about that injury, and it's really kind of cloak and dagger about what's happened with him. So does that, and then the word bust gets thrown around, right? But I don't qualify a player as a bust if injury prevents them from ever playing in the NHL. I qualify them as a bust if they play in the NHL and they're just not very good, or they don't live up to their potential. And so yeah, we're going to be in that territory where we talk about that. I wanted to even do a video like last week about players who were top draft picks who became busts and when you could make that determination that they were a bust. But again, I don't want to use injury as a reason that a player becomes a bust. And not all top draft picks are projected to be stars. Sometimes you just have a weak draft. Okay. Moving along, Michael Kempny is unlikely ready for the first game of the season for the Washington Capitals. That's what they're saying about him. But again, how long is he out for? We don't know. I would say if he's still not ready to play, it could be a while. Without Kempny on that blue line, it does make a difference to the Capitals. Absolutely 100%. So we'll see how long he's out for. And Jordan Staal has been named team captain of the Carolina Hurricanes. So that to me seems like kind of an obvious pick, although you could look at Sebastian Aho as part of a big part of the future of that team. They also named Jordan Martinook as one of the alternate captains, and Slavin is the other alternate captain. So they don't put a letter on Aho at all. And here's the thing. We talk a lot about captains and these young kids getting captaincies and alternate captains and all this stuff. I think the way that Carolina did this today, I think that's the best way to do it. Put the letters on 3 veteran players. Just let the kids go out and play. Let Sebastian Aho just go out and let the goals and assists talk for themselves. Don't make him the face of the franchise. Don't make him your guy that you're throwing out at the media when things go wrong. Let that be Jordan Staal, a veteran player in this league. So, smart move by the Carolina Hurricanes. And yeah, so there you go. That's kind of the news of the day that we've got so far. I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot else today, unless there's like a whole slew of players that all of a sudden get sent down around supper time. But for now, that's it. Let me know your thoughts. Which names surprise you with guys who are getting cut? And does anybody who's currently on waivers, do you think any team out there is looking, going, that guy would be an improvement over player number 23 on my roster? So I'll bring him in and then have to waive somebody else out to bring him in. Let me know your thoughts regarding that. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support, and I will talk to you again soon.